Good morning, everyone. I'm Namita Shukla from Proxy, and today we'll be discussing Java Collections Framework. So what are Java Collections? Java Collections basically provide a container for manipulation and grouping of objects. Let's come to the components of Java Collections. So there are majorly three components: interfaces, implementation classes, and algorithms. So the interfaces that we have in java.util.collections are generic. They are generic because we can specify the type of object we want to use. Also, it helps in reducing runtime errors by type checking objects at compile time. The implementation classes are mere implementations of the generic interfaces. We'll be discussing this further in the video. Algorithms are majorly basic algorithms that are associated with the implementation classes, such as sorting, linear search, binary search, etc. Let's come to the collections hierarchy. So the hierarchy begins with the object interface, which are implemented by arrays and collections. Collections further has three interfaces: set, list, queue, and they have their implementation classes. As we can see that none of the implementation classes are directly implementing the collections interface. The map interface doesn't fall under the collections interface because the map has a key value pair, and all these interfaces have single values. So the map also has a variety of implementation classes. Let's begin with the list interface that we have. So list interface has majorly three implementation classes: array list, linked list, and vectors. So let's discuss first the difference between arrays and array list. So arrays are basically fixed size and they are static, whereas array lists are dynamic. So it can change its size whenever we want it to. And the one very major and one very uncommon difference between these two are that array list can only store objects, whereas arrays can also store objects and also primitive data types that we have in Java. So array list cannot store the primitive data types. It can only store the objects. The second difference between array list and vectors. So the very major difference between array list and vectors is that vectors are synchronized, whereas array lists are not synchronized. So vectors are thread safe. So whenever we are working with a multi-threaded application, we should use vectors instead of array lists. And another difference is that array list is not a legacy class, whereas vectors are a legacy class. So legacy class basically means that it existed even before the Java Collections framework. So array list came into the picture with the Java Collections framework. It wasn't present earlier. Also, one difference between them is that whenever array list has to dynamically increase its size, it increases it by 50% of the original size, whereas vector just simply doubles the original size for dynamic allocation. The third difference is between array list and linked list. So the standard differences between arrays and linked list come into array list and linked list as well. One very major difference between these two is that a linked list have less memory overheads. Linked list just stores the address of the object, whereas the array list is storing the whole of object. So array list has a lot of memory overhead. Linked list is implemented as a doubly linked list, and array list is implemented as a dynamic array. Let's come to the queues. Okay, so the queues have majorly two implementation classes: DEX and blocking queues. So the blocking queues may sound very fancy and very new, but they are that's another name for synchronized queues. So the name blocking queue came from the standard producer-consumer problem of semaphores. So what happens majorly is that whenever the queuing operation is taking place, the dequeuing operation is put on hold or put on block. Similarly, whenever dequeuing operation is taking place, the queuing operation is put on hold. So that's where the concept of blocking queues come in. DEX are basically open-ended queues. As we know, queues only have one entry point, last in, first out, but DEX have two entry points. So that's an open-ended queue that we have. Coming to sets. Now sets, unlike lists, store only unique values. So it cannot have repeated values. Let's come to the difference between hash set and linked set. So one very important difference is that hash set does not preserve the order of insertion. whereas the linked set will preserve the order of insertion. So hash set is storing everything in an arbitrary manner that we do not know of, but linked set will preserve the order of insertion. A REST linked set is implemented as a doubly linked list, whereas hash set uses the working of hash maps internally, which we'll study in the next section. So now coming to the difference between hash set and tree set. So hash set, as we know, stores everything in an arbitrary manner, and the tree set stores everything in an ascending order manner. So the tree set is implemented as a red-black tree or a BST, and its search time is O log n, whereas hash set's amortized search time is O1, but it can go to ON as the worst case. So hash set is faster than both linked set and tree sets. Let's come to maps. So as we discussed earlier, maps do not fall under the collection hierarchy because it stores two values, key value pair. So it has 4 implementation classes: hash map, hash table, weak hash map, sorted maps. So the sorted maps are tree maps. And as we know, tree map stores everything in an ascending order. The tree set stores everything in an ascending order. So does tree map. So coming to the differences between hash maps and tree maps. So hash maps can be sorted on the basis of keys or values, whereas tree maps can only be sorted on the basis of keys. And tree maps cannot even contain any null values or any null keys, but hash maps can contain one null key. The difference between hash maps and hash tables. So hash tables are synchronized, so they are thread safe, whereas hash maps are not synchronized. And hash maps inherits abstract map, whereas hash table inherits dictionary class. Let's come to now. We discussed earlier that we have an objects class in Java. So the objects class has the functions hashcode and equals, which are overridden in various of the methods. So let's discuss what these are. So both are defined in the object class in Java. They are majorly used in hash map and hash set implementations. So hashcode, what it does is it returns an integer representation of the object memory address, whereas equals basically just gives us a true false statement that whether the passed argument and the current instance of the objects are equal or not. So in Java, the objects are equal when they're stored at the same memory location. Coming to a very interesting thing, the difference between iterator and enumerator. So not many people know about this, but iterator can access all the elements in the collections, but it can also remove. Whereas enumeration can just access. They are just read-only iterators. They cannot remove the elements. That's why iterators or list iterators are used more widely. Yeah, that's the end. For any more doubts or any suggestions, you can drop in comments below. Thank you so much.